Are you in your first year or second year of sobriety, clean time, and you're one of those people who just absolutely just kind of hate it? You absolutely hate it? Well, stick around. I'm going to tell you how it's going to get worse. Better. Hello, my name is Charlie Chuibaka. This is Red Road Journeys, where I talk about the whole culture of recovery from substance abuse. Okay. Now, as I pose the question, are you one of those people who is in early recovery? You might even be in within 5 years of recovery. Who knows? It's a really subjective thing. But you really hate being clean. You hate living sober. Now, there's a variation, right, between 0 and -10 hate, all right? I'm talking, it could be anywhere in between. If you're -10 and you're still sober, oh, God, hats off to you, man. That's hard work. All right, I'm going to get a little metaphysical on your ass here, and I'm going to explain it in terms of, energy. Now, think about energy for a second before you go and just like, all right, he's getting all metaphysical, all Santa Fe, no. What I'm talking about is in Indian way, and I am Native American, I am Indian, I'm Navajo. All things have energy. Right? Now, that's not just Native Americans who believe this. A lot of people believe this. Scientists even believe this. Like this rock, quartz, has energy. I think it emits. But definitely, if it was glowing and it was yellow and it was uranium, yeah, you know what? It would have energy. It emits energy. So all things have energy. Plants have energy. Right? I mean, anything. Coal has energy. So, what is that? What the hell does that have to do with my recovery? Well, it's kind of like this. Think of that flick. Think of Lord of the Rings, the whole trilogy, the whole thing, movies or the book. But the bad guy, Sauron, he had made that ring, that evil ring, the one ring to rule them all, right? But in that ring, there was a part in there, at least in the movie, that said when he created that ring, he put all of his hate, he put all of his malice, he put all of his negativity into that ring when it was being made. And it made it very powerful. It was a very evil thing. All right. Another example would be, this is me, voodoo doll. Say a voodoo doll. Now, this was made by my son's girlfriend. It's not chubby enough. But say it was made with ill intent. The person who's making a voodoo doll, they're putting all their hate, their malice, their bad mojo into it because they want to cause harm. They want it to be powerful. And it would work. In fact, cross-culturally, this is anthropologist Charlie talking, and I do have a degree in anthropology, actually. Cross-culturally, one of the most basic ways to witch somebody is to get like their fingernail clippings or their hair with something personal and wrap it, do some kind of wrap with some other items that are bad and bury it. Now, it's amazing that when the person does that act, no matter what their culture, you put a spell on somebody. You're putting your negative energy into that, and it works. I mean, some people would say, "Oh, that's bullshit." Yeah, I know, whatever. But if your sobriety sucks, keep listening because you're gonna see that it does work when you put your negative energy into something. And then on the other hand, I have a friend of mine from Zuni, New Mexico, Zuni tribe, and this is from, I forget where this is from. He says when he's making pottery, when he's making clay, even when he goes and he collects that clay from the ground, from the earth, he has nothing but positive thoughts. He has love in his mind, right? And then when he's actually making something, he's putting all of his positive energy into it. Like this is a wedding vase, all right, one spout for the male and one for the female. All right. So when a family member's making a wedding vase, yeah, they're going to put their love into it because it represents love. It represents a union, a bond between two families, a whole new beginning. So a person's going to put their love into it. I mean, even with children, with human beings, when a parent puts their negativity into raising that child, well, then you kind of have like over 50% of us people who are in recovery, if we're lucky, addicts and alcoholics, right? When a parent puts their negativity into raising that child, and they put all their toxic shame into that child's going to be negative. That child's going to have relationship problems for the rest of his life. When the parent puts their complete unconditional love into raising that child, and the child comes out a lot differently. For example, if a child does something wrong, makes a mistake, and then the parent goes,
God dang it, how could you do that? How could you be so stupid? Look at you, what did you do that for? Look at what you did, now you ruined everything.
That child's going to feel like shit, man. That child's going to feel like he's a mistake. All right, that child's going to he's going to have that toxic shame. Again, guilt and shame. Guilt is a state of doing. I made a mistake. Shame is a state of being. I am a mistake. So if I believe I'm a mistake, I mean, what am I going to do with that? Well, maybe get drunk, get high, and then say the child, okay, now flipping the coin, positive energy, if the child makes the same mistake, and then instead of criticizing and blaming, the parent says, you did what you thought was right. I mean, it ended up being wrong, and it was a mistake. Hopefully you learn from it, but there's no fault in it. You did what you thought was right. So next time, don't do that. That child's going to turn out a lot differently. But if you're in early recovery and every time you see somebody partying, drinking, or using, and it is a trigger, right? But if it's like every time you're like, oh, why can't I do that? I hate this, man. If you hate your recovery, you're just so negative all the time. It's like you're feeding your recovery nothing but negative energy. And it's going to be negative, and it's going to continue to progress negatively until you relapse, or you're just a stark, raving, narcissistic asshole that nobody wants to be around. So if you feed your recovery some positivity, it's going to start working. Now, it's probably going to feel fake, because all change feels fake in the beginning. It's supposed to. Like, I'm trying to play this bass. I'm not much of a bass player, but for recording purposes, I'm learning this bass. It's a 5-string bass. And, I mean, I understand the principles. I know you push your finger down behind the fret and try to be on time, but it feels fake, man. I'm more of a guitar player, so it's continuing to feel fake. It'll be that way for a while until I put in enough time. Anyway, so what kind of positivity can I feed my recovery? It's not as hard as you think or as deep as you think. You just got to keep doing it in the beginning, and that is positive self-talk. Instead of waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror, brushing your teeth and going, another day, this sucks. Nothing ever goes right for me. Everybody at work hates me. Well, because I'm such a negative prick all the time. Everybody at work hates me. How come I can never get a break? If that's your self-talk throughout the whole day, oh, God, no wonder why I'm going to hate life in general. Now, it doesn't mean you wake up and go, you're all, like too happy or they got to incarcerate you or lock you up or something. No, try something different, I mean, self-talk is something all people do. The average human being has anywhere from 300 to 1,000 words of self-talk in a single hour. It is how we think. So feeding your recovery some positive thoughts. Like, it's another day. I'm still here. It could be that simple. Think of self-talk as 0, -10, and +10. All right, I've been I've been in recovery for a long time, long-term recovery, like 36 years. I don't think I've ever been at plus 10 positive self-talk. I usually live around 5 to 7 really good days, 8, But even saying that, all right, I made it. It's another day. I give that a plus 2, plus 3. All right. Yeah, that's fine. That's a good way to start the day. I made it. It's another day. It's a new day. Here we go. Or it could even be maybe a plus 1 would be, all right, let's not screw this up today, Charlie. We know what we did yesterday. Let's not screw this up. All right. It takes repetition, and it will feel fake. So I hope you can try this. Make a little chart of self-talk. Negative 10, which is, of course, I don't deserve to live anymore and I want to die, to plus 10, which is kind of unachievable, but just work on all the parts in between. And just start grading yourself. Give it a shot. What do you got to lose? You have a lot to lose, believe it or not. And when you're in a positive mood and you're in your recovery, that's when we start really affecting other people in a positive way. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. It'll really help me out and start spreading these kind of messages for people who have already decided to change their life and are exploring their life in recovery. Thank you, and we'll see you later. Bye.